also started using spurs on her. I'd been using spurs on Coco almost from the beginning, but I just started with her maybe 2 or 3 rides back, and she handled it fine. It's not a big deal. When I go to spurs, the reason I do it is because they're starting to get dull to my leg, and I'll reach back and I'll push with my leg and they don't move, and so that's when I'll go to the spur. Like right there, I'm going to ask her to yield her hindquarters, push my left leg back. She doesn't move. She'd move, but not very well, so I'm going to touch her with the spur, say get around there a little bit. There, a little better, okay? And then you go back to using your leg, and that's how you use your spur to back up your leg, okay? So the other thing I'm going to show you with her, and she and Coco are both ready to do this. I've done it, I think I've done it once. I think yesterday was probably the only day I did it this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this fence, and this is the circle fence drill that I use a lot, so that I can lope her out of it. I'm going to lope her into the stop and lope her out of the stop, and she's ready for this now. Okay, so I'm going to start off at a trot, bring her into the fence, and she anticipated me there. Come out at a trot. She may go ahead and break into a lope. She figures out what we're doing here. Bring her into the fence, and ask her to lope out. She didn't lope right out, but she probably will next time. Come on. There we go. So this is the second day that I've done this at a lope. We're going to stop at a lope, and we're going to try to lope out of the turn. So I'm going to stop here. Ooh, and okay, so she took a few steps before she loped off. There we go. Ooh. There, she loped right out of it. Good girl. Good girl. Let's do one more the other way. Ooh. Okay, and I touched her with my spur on her shoulder there to get her to take off. And she kind of grunted a little. I don't know if you heard it. When I touched her with my spur, she went, ooh, but she took off. Okay. Let's do more. Here we go. Ooh. American Top, nice. Good job. Okay. Now, I don't know if you remember this, but go back to about day, I don't know, 6 or 7 with this horse, with her and Coco both. When I was ground driving her, I was slapping the rein of that long rein on her shoulder right there. And the reason I did that was knowing that one day I would do what I just did. One day I'd put my spur up there and say, move it, get that shoulder over there. And so that's probably the first time I'd done it with my spur quite that much. But she was okay. I mean, she kind of grunted a little, but she didn't get all overly upset about it. So everything is preparing for the next thing. Okay? So by getting her to lope out like that when I kiss, then she's going to get a lot better about loping off when I ask her to. And she's going to get better about stopping from a lope. And she's just getting better about all this stuff. So, you know, overall, I'm pretty pleased with how she's coming along. And stay tuned. Come in here. Ooh. All right. Ask her to lope out. We'll bring her into the fence over here. And, ooh. Lope out. And she's crossfiring there, which doesn't feel very good for either one of us, but that's what she's doing. And ooh. So she didn't lope out. And folks, now she's crossfiring again. Okay. I'm not laughing because she's crossfiring. I'm laughing because she slung her head and slung the rein over her head. Come here. Ooh. She slung her head and slung that right rein clear over to the left side of her neck. That's, what can I tell you? It's who she is. And we're gonna put some shoes and pads on this mare in a couple of days, because I felt like that she's just a little gimpy on the front, and took her to the vet, and the vet said the soles of her front feet are just a little thin, and just feels like she's limping just a little bit. Not so much in the arena here, but in the when I get her outside, you can see it more. So as soon as they get the pads on her, okay, she's crossfiring again. So I'm going to break her down that time. Let's try to get this right. Okay. There. Okay. And if you don't know what crossfiring is, it's when the horse is on the left lead on the front and the right lead on the back, or vice versa. And it's pretty uncomfortable for both of us. There, that's better. Let me pet on her since she kind of kicked up there. I don't know. She kicked up at the dog. I didn't see. Ooh. There, better. Gus. Okay. This also really helps teach the horse to pick up their correct lead, because it's pretty hard to come out on the wrong lead when they make this 45, when you turn them like this. And ooh. She almost has to pick up her left lead coming out of there. Stop. Okay. Let's see how she'll stop without the fence here. Ooh, pretty nice. I didn't pull on her at all. Pretty nice. Okay. So I think I got interrupted a moment ago. Once we get the pads on her front feet, I'm going to start jumping with this horse, because that's what the owner wants to do with her. She wants to do hunter jumper with her. So I'll start going over different jumps and working on her, and I think she's ready to do that. She still has a lot to learn as far as picking up her leads and all that kind of thing, but she's come along pretty well. So stay tuned.